SMW My Journey. Please, could you introduce yourself and tell us about supermart.ng?
Okay. Thank you for having me. So my name is Raphael Afaedor. I am the CEO of supermart.ng. We are the largest online grocery retailer in Nigeria today. We allow customers to be able to buy on the site and have deliveries to them across Lagos within 3 hours. We sell supermarket items, so cut across meat, drinks, alcoholic products, and also local Nigerian ingredients, the wedu, for, etc. So that all of that has been brought under one umbrella so customers are able to shop. We set up shop because we believe young urban professionals are spending long hours in traffic to just be able to do their grocery shopping, and we thought we could actually make life easier for them by allowing them to shop in 10 minutes and have it delivered to them in 3 hours.
Okay, great. How does working run an online store as yours? How does it work really? I know you've already explained what you do and all, but how is it to run an online store like Supermart?
Sure. It's not easy to run an online store. It's no different from building any business or running any business. You have to do all the basic fundamentals, be able to buy, sell up with a bit of a margin, manage your cash flow, etc. Attract a very good team, and be able to keep them motivated and on the ball all the time. It's really no different from running a business. I think there's a misnomer, misconception, which is that you have a website and then people just buy and you don't have to do much work. Really, there's nothing further from the truth. Just like any retail operation, you have someone who's buying the items, you have someone who's picking and packing the items, you have someone who's delivering to the customer, someone who has to attract customers, and someone who has to take care of the customers and the sale has been made. So it's not exactly easy, but it's doable.
Okay, so if I were to start up an online shopping, an online supermarket, which is really what yours is, how much do I need to start?
You need a lot of tenacity. You need a lot of to be ready to do a lot of hard work. I mean, it's not something you quantify in monetary terms. The website really is. It's not even the beginning of the beginning, right? I mean, you have to be able to get vendors that will give you products. We decided to actually work with local supermarkets, which is also a strategic decision that we made because we wanted to aggregate all the inventory available, so people don't have to go from one store, say they went to a place they couldn't find the product, to go to another store or to the local market to buy the local ingredients that they won't find in the supermarket. That is a choice that we made. Somebody else may decide to just go buy the products, store them in their warehouse. It depends on really the kind of business that you want to run. Again, it's not a walk in the park, but again, like I said, it's doable.
Okay, so tell us your story now. How did you start off in the online space?
Okay.
And how did you grow it to the point where you are now?
Okay, sure. So, I mean, my partner and I, Global Factor and I, started, co-founded Junior back in 2012 because we saw a need for e-commerce, right? There's inventory available, but you couldn't find it. You were looking for a particular phone, you had to go to ShopRite, it wasn't there on the mall, and then you go to Computer Village, it probably is there, or probably not, but it's probably the shop next door, you couldn't find it. If you could aggregate all of that, people could buy it. We did that for 2 years, and then we thought, well, what's the best place we can actually apply ourselves next? We built a company which was Let's and it was so we asked ourselves, how best do we apply ourselves? We saw that working professionals were spending 6 hours literally in traffic on a weekly basis to do their grocery shopping. Go to the mall 1 hour, parking space, 5 parking spaces, 20 minutes, walk down up and down the aisles another 1 hour, 20 minutes to pay, 20 minutes to leave the place. They can't find everything. They find some supermarkets, but that's they still have to go to the local market and repeat the same thing on another supermarket. So we said, how do we solve this problem with the skills that we have? And we said, let's aggregate all the inventory. So today, we signed Park and Shop, we signed most of the retailers that you can think of, NAS, Multica, 9 to 7, MedPlus, Office Everything, Office Hours. All of these are under one umbrella, and you go to supermarket.ng, you buy whatever you want, groceries, food, vegetables, meat, anything and everything that you find in your kitchen, you should be able to buy at supermarket.ng and deliver to you in 3 hours.
Okay, So before supermarket and before Jumia. Of course, you used to be with Jumia before supermarket. Yeah. How really? What was your story really before that? How did you get into the online space, the tech space? How? When did your interest? When did you start getting interested in technology and tech? Really?
So I tell people I'm a bit part a technologist, a bit part a farmer, and a bit part like a logistics person. I like all three, I can say before so I started my career in technology. I'm a computer scientist and electrical engineer. I studied these because I thought that computers were going to be important down the line. I didn't know if it was going to be 10, 15 years or 20, 30 years, but then science were on the wall. So I studied computer science. And then I also, after that, did a little bit of market at Goldman Sachs, came back to Nigeria, and I did work with tutorial, commercializing fertilizer. That's where I fell in love with agriculture. And then I went back to start technology, which was my first job, to build Junior and then now Superman. I think it's less about technology as it is about solving African problems, right? I think we have unique African challenges that can be solved, and I think my partner and I are two people that if we think we can put ourselves together, we can. There's so many other people like us, and I think we just need to get up and say, let's solve this African problem. It's not going to be solved by somebody else from anywhere else. So we thought of Supermat as a Lagos-specific product that also expands across the subcontinent. But let's focus on Lagos and make grocery shopping seamless and easy for people.
Okay, so you've talked about values, you've talked about your background, running running an online market, right? Of course, there are challenges. I want you to talk about them, and I also want you to talk about the things you did not know about when you started that you know now. I mean, like mistakes you made that you probably didn't see before you started, and now, and then you had to overcome them, or maybe like live with them. Tell us about some of this.
Sure. So talk about challenges and also mistakes made. I think I look back. Well, this is about the second time we're doing something the scale or Superman together, my partner Golan and I. And in both cases, we drew a plan and the head hits the ground running. It almost feels like you make a plan, and as soon as you hit the ground, you realize that the plan is far from reality, and so you have to keep changing the plan. So I think it comes part and parcel with the territory that invariably you're constantly breaking things, and then you're learning and fixing them. Right, you go out there, do what you think makes the most sense, and then you look back 1 month later and you realize that you probably didn't know as much, but now you've customized it. But over time, you're actually delivering a good experience to your customers. We're extremely focused on the customer experience, so that's it. Challenges. Challenges are not exactly anything new. I think first point is embrace the fact that it comes with the territory. It's not an easy road to actually try to build enterprises. So that once you've embraced it, then you know you're going to go wake up every day. You need to go out there and fight and push the most that you can, and go back knowing that you wake up tomorrow and it's going to be a new challenge or the old challenge that you have to face again. Some challenges initially within credibility. In the case of Supermart, with our background with Jumia, and also the work that we had done, when people know about e-commerce more, there was about getting people to believe that they actually can do their grocery shopping online, and also learning how to be able to deliver that service. We learned how to do it. Today, customers are absolutely happy with the service that they get. They can't really even believe that somebody can pick their groceries for them that way, right? And then you have to get a team. And then you have to build a culture, because after all, when the company grows, you can't touch everybody on a daily basis, and the culture is what holds it together. So if you want to build a big company that will be serving millions of Nigerians groceries on a daily basis, then you really need to be able to have people thinking in a particular way. That's what we're really trying to do in Jumia. Okay, sorry, Supermats.
Great. Yeah. So, if you were to project, where do you see Supermart in, say, 5 years, 7, 10 years? Where do you see Jumia? Supermart?
Okay. So where do I see Supermart.ng in 5, 10 years? 10 years is an extremely long time in the life of an internet business, because we're building constantly and things change very quickly. I know though that once upon a time, people said that you could not buy books, that Amazon.com wouldn't work because you needed to touch the book and you needed to smell the book to be able to buy the book. And today it sounds ridiculous to think that you needed to smell the book. We're not even touching paper anymore. We're moving to the point where we're reading on our tablets and our Kindles, etc. I think what will happen in some 5 years from now, 10 years from now, is people will do their grocery shopping primarily online, and the tactile experience will still be there, that they need to touch the tomatoes, etc. But if they factor in the fact that they have to spend so many hours in traffic, and the fact that somebody's actually doing it so well, then more and more people will do their grocery shopping online and have it delivered to them. And I really think we'll build the biggest supermarkets in Nigeria. We already, to some extent, are the biggest supermarkets in Nigeria when you judge us by the breadth of assortment. So when you have a supermarket, you don't find it in any one place. Yeah, all that you find in the local markets, all that you find in almost all the supermarkets locally, imported brands, local brands, all put together at one address. I think 5 years from now, we'll be out there delivering to the most people.
Okay, so as Raphael, are there other fields that you're interested? You talked about agriculture. You worked with Notre when you came down to Nigeria. Are there other industries that you are interested in apart from the online space and maybe agriculture?
Sure. So I think the way I see it is an entrepreneur or one who wants to just solve problems should be driven first and foremost by problems and challenges and solving them. Then you also have to have a mindset of continuously learning. Right? So I can't limit myself to, I can't think of one thing. These are the 3 things that I've done in the past: agriculture, logistics, and internet e-commerce businesses. I think internet retail. I think when the time comes for me to look next, if I should ever find myself in that position, it'll be driven by what I feel is the most challenging problem to solve. I think we are extremely capable people on this side of the world, on this continent. So really, there's very little I can think of that an African cannot wrap his head around and solve, right? So just a case of what is the challenge and really finding that tenacity to keep coming back and banging our heads against the wall to actually make a hole through it.
Okay, so thank you very much for sharing your story on SMW My Journey. Thank you for coming out and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you for having me.
Because they don't have anyone.